So here's the tea. So apparently, Lifetouch is owned by Shutterfly. Shutterfly is owned by Apollo, and the owner or former owner slash leader of Apollo is in the Epstein files. And now people are in an uproar because they like, y'all been taking our baby's pictures and y'all connected to this man. Valid argument. So as a kid, I always thought that was weird, right? Like I always thought it was weird to have a bunch of random people come in, take these pictures of these kids, and then turn around and leave out the door and go to God knows where and do God knows what with these pictures and then give them back to y'all in some prints. Like I just always thought it was weird. Like I do understand like the way the business works. I know y'all gonna get in my comments being all technical, but I like as a child, I literally had the thought process of where are these white folks doing my pictures. Always had that thought. So now fast forward to this connection being made, whether it's a valid connection or not, I just think the conversation needs to be had. I never understood and still to this day don't understand why as a black or neighborhood school you wouldn't hire people from your neighborhood to do the photography in these big money memory making moments like this that are traditional to a school setting, right? But we used outsiders for it. And I thought about this at a time where I was on, I think, yearbook committee, and I had all of these. I don't remember if it was yearbook. I think it was yearbook. I was on some, I was involved in school. Go figure. So I was on some committee, and they were like telling us all the things that we couldn't do as a result of dealing with this company. And I had all of these creative, cool ideas, but because a certain company was in control, I was not allowed to do those things. And so to me, I think, of course, yearbooks are classic. Your senior sweats are classic, right? But with these companies, the higher the value of the sweats, the more backgrounds and touch ups you want in the pictures. You just started to spend more and more money. And we're talking about, in theory, or at least from my experience, a low income community who wants nice pictures of their children because these are core memories, these are keepsakes, these are whatever the case may be that we're getting from this company, right? And they can't even afford the nicer things. And so you literally end up getting the most basic yearbook that has white backgrounds or blank brown, I don't know, navy blue backgrounds for everybody. And your parents are getting pictures back where somebody's not paying attention and the collar is like this on their shirt, or I sent you to school in this nice polo, but your butt covered up, whatever the case may be. And the reality of the situation is, for one, that doesn't have to be another example of capitalism and the way we monopolize everything in America, right? So many times, the school system itself funnels directly into an oppressive society, a society that systematically oppresses people, right? So let's picture this. We're saying, what's the solution? I'm getting there. Bear with me. So the solution is this. Instead of giving this one company all of this money, imagine if we hired a local black photographer to take pictures of our black babies. Just imagine that, right? So your kid is going to look fresh. If they chin a little ashy right here, that lady gonna have some lotion on her, guaranteed. Guaranteed that picture lady gonna have some lotion somewhere. That picture man is gonna make sure that collar and that tie is up to par. Hello? And then you have a business that is local to the community being fed by the community in which they serve. So now we got the photographer bag. We move on to backdrops. It's a balloon lady in every hood. Pictures will be fine. And I'm not saying that, your yearbook pictures need a balloon backdrop, but come on, we can get a nice little tapestry back there. We can get different options for the parents who want to order, the special packages for their children. So now we're talking about another bag for another member of the community whose children go to this school, whose nieces and nephews go to this school. Y'all not following me. All right, let's get another example here. About the senior sweats, right? Because all of this usually comes from the same one or two companies, right? When we're talking about the sweats and the school gear and, the things that students wear that's swag, that school approved to wear, right? They're usually going to one specific business, and I can tell you it's probably not local or community based. So then they go to this person, they spend all of this money, and all it says is senior class of 2026, when I can tell you right now, it is a future fashion designer somewhere in the hood right now who will have them kids airbrushed down. Okay, nice little Nike patch on there that's not legit, but cute. You feel me? Like, I know for a fact that we have the capacity within our communities to serve one another, and instead we follow the capitalism way of outsourcing when we have exactly what we need right here at home, in theory. So again, I think this is a issue, right? It's a conversation, but it's also part of a bigger issue and part of a bigger conversation that is schools not participating in building wealth for the future of the very children who attend that school, and actively pressuring and contributing to a system that only knows how to outsource, that only knows how to, I mean, the prices are already astronomical. The prices are already high. So you got people digging in their pockets to pay for a core memory, and they baby got a booger on their t-shirt. That's nuts.